The day I moved into Pinewood Estates, I knew I'd stepped into a suburban soap opera. My new house was a fixer-upper, a charming 70s split level with a sloped front yard and a set of uneven brick steps leading to the door. They were crumbling, sure, but they had character, like the house itself. I'd barely unpacked my coffee maker when Karen, the HOA president, showed up at my doorstep. Her smile as fake as her spray tan. "Welcome to the neighborhood. Dan," she said, handing me a binder thicker than a phone book. "These are the rules. Your steps. They're a violation. Fix them. Or we'll fine you." Her tone was syrupy, but her eyes were pure venom. I nodded, biting my tongue, thinking. Lady, I just got here. Karen wasn't just the HOA president. She was the self-appointed queen of Pinewood, mid-50s, always in yoga pants and a visor. She patrolled the streets like a hawk, clipboard in hand, ready to pounce on any infraction: a mailbox too rusty, a lawn an inch too long. My brick steps, apparently, were her latest obsession. They were an eyesore, she said, loud enough for the neighbors to hear from their porches. I overheard her at the mailbox one day, laughing with her cronies. "Dan's steps look like they belong in a junkyard," she cackled. "He'll never keep up with our standards." That stung. I'm no slob, I'm a contractor. For God's sake, I build things for a living, but I let it slide. Pick your battles. Right. The battles picked me. Karen started leaving notes on my door, each one nastier than the last. Non-compliant steps detected. Fine pending. Your property devalues our community. One even had a smiley face drawn next to fix it, or else I tried reasoning with her, explaining I'd redo the steps when I had time, but she'd cut me off, wagging her finger like I was a kid caught stealing cookies. "Rules are rules, Dan," she'd say, her voice dripping with glee. It wasn't about the steps. It was about control. I started noticing her watching my house from her SUV, jotting notes like she was the FBI. The woman was unhinged. I'd wave, just to mess with her, and she'd peel out, tires squealing. It was almost funny until the fines started hitting my mailbox. $50, then $100, then a lean threat. This wasn't just petty, it was war. I decided to fight back, but not with yelling or complaints. I'm a builder, not a screamer. If Karen wanted perfect steps, I'd give her perfection on my terms. I spent weeks planning, sketching designs in my garage after work. I'd build the most jaw-dropping steps Pinewood had ever seen. Steps so flawless she'd choke on her own rules. I cashed out a chunk of savings and called in favors from my crew. We sourced creamy white marble, the kind you see in fancy hotels, and ordered custom LED strips for soft underlighting. I even designed tiered levels to make the slope look like a freaking palace entrance. The plan wasn't just to rebuild, it was to flex. Hard. The twist: I found a loophole in the HOA bylaws. Karen's precious rules said steps had to be aesthetically pleasing and structurally sound, but they didn't specify materials or styles. I triple-checked with a lawyer buddy, who laughed and said, "She's got nothing on you if you pull this off." That was my green light. I also decided to add a little spice. On the final night of construction, I rented a projector and beamed a message onto my garage door. Karen's rules suck. Bold, red letters, impossible to miss, childish maybe, satisfying hell. Yeah. Construction took 2 weeks. My crew and I worked late, hammering and cutting under floodlights. Karen drove by daily, her face souring with every slab of marble we laid. She tried to nitpick permits, noise complaints, but I dotted every I, crossed every T. The night we finished, the steps glowed like something out of a magazine. Smooth marble, clean lines, soft lights casting a warm halo. Neighbors stopped to gawk. One guy, Tom, brought me a beer and said, "You're a legend, man." Karen, though she was livid. She stormed over at dusk, clipboard shaking in her hand. "This is excessive," she sputtered. It's not in keeping with the neighborhood's character. I leaned against my new steps, sipping coffee, and said, "Check the bylaws. Karen, aesthetically pleasing, structurally sound. I'm compliant." Her face turned purple. She opened her mouth, closed it, then stomped off. The projector message was still glowing behind her. I swear I heard her scream from her house. The fallout was glorious. The HOA board held an emergency meeting, but my lawyer buddy showed up and shut them down. The steps stayed. Karen's reign of terror started crumbling neighbors. Fed up with her nonsense, began pushing back on other rules. She stopped patrolling as much, her SUV gathering dust in her driveway. My steps became the talk of Pinewood, a middle finger to her tyranny disguised as home improvement. I'd catch people taking selfies in front of them, chuckling about Karen's meltdown. I won't lie, it felt good, real good. Looking back, I didn't just rebuild steps. I built a statement. Karen thought she could bully me into submission, but I turned her game against her. Was it petty? Sure. Worth it every damn penny. If you're reading this, tell me, was I wrong to go all out? Or did Karen deserve it? Drop your thoughts below, I'm curious. The end.